Hey Nuggets, it's Thursday. We made it to the end of the second week of distance learning. Hopefully you're all getting the hang of it and starting to feel like you kind of know where things are at. It's pretty normal to feel pretty lost and confused as you're figuring this out. I don't have any guests for you today, but I wanted to push a couple things out to you this weekend just to connect with you. First, enjoy your long 3-day weekend. You guys have earned it. If you're like me, you're feeling a little bit tired physically and emotionally, and so hopefully you can regroup and just have some extra downtime. If you're feeling like you need things to keep you busy, by all means, work ahead in your schoolwork or reread the chapter in English or whatever it is that you are doing. I want to reflect on a couple things that I have heard from kids this week. The first is that I've talked to a number of different students that are just feeling overwhelmed with how to keep track of your assignments. I know for my own fifth grader, it's tricky because you have teachers that post things different ways. And so it's been a challenge to figure out where things are posted and how to keep track of them. So I wanted to share with you a couple tools that are on Google Sheets that might be useful to you. Some of you use a planner already. Some of you might just repurpose a notebook, but I just want to share these tools with you too in case they are helpful. A shout out goes to Mrs. Carmen Olson in the resource room because she showed these to me today. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to show you what we've got going on here. Okay, so if you are in your Google Drive and you go to New, gives you some options. If you go down to Google Sheets, instead of clicking on it, just kind of hover over the arrow and then select from a template. So there are a couple templates in Google Sheets that can help you just kind of organize your assignments. So, and I think it just depends on what you like. The first one up here, I'm assuming yours are going to look the same as mine, is the assignment tracker. If we open up this one, it gives you a spot where you can just enter in the course, you can enter in what the assignment is, you can update your status, you can indicate, if you want to, how long it's going to take you to do it, and then the due date. So just one tool that can help you stay organized. I'm going to go back and show you another template here. So again, if I just go New, Google Sheets, from a template. We'll give it a chance to catch up with us here. This is right where we were before. They have another one called To-Do List. And so this one is just going to give you a spot where you can put in whatever you need to do, and then you can check it off as you go along to mark that it's complete. So if you're looking for a way to stay organized, if you don't have a planner or a notebook to use, and you just aren't really sure how to kind of get things organized in your head when you have a lot of different spaces, or a lot of different assignments in different spaces, these are a couple options that are built into Google that you might find useful. Okay, the other thing is that this is super stressful, and I think we're into it now and know that it's going to be a little while. Juniors and seniors in particular, I think there's a bit of a grieving process because how you thought the spring was going to go isn't probably how it's going to go. We're going to see impacts on prom and on spring sports and the musical and maybe graduation. Seniors, our wisdom retreat was supposed to be next week and it's been canceled. So there's a lot of things that have changed that you thought was how they are going to be. And so you really have to give yourself the space and the time to know that it's going to be a little bit of a grieving process, to kind of acknowledge what you thought was going to be is not how it's going to be, to kind of wrap your mind around it. This can be a little bit of a roller coaster, so don't be surprised if you're feeling like that. Give yourself the time to be angry about it, or to be sad, or to be confused. Whatever it is, it's okay to feel like that. I'm with you on that. I love the spring, so this is it's tough to not have it be how we thought it was going to be, so hang in there. The other thing I want to give to you is it's a technique to kind of help yourself get a break from maybe worry or anxiety if you're feeling that, and it's called grounding. So hopefully you can see this. I just have a paper copy of it. This is a depiction of the mind. So there's three different types of minds. The first one is the reasonable mind. This is logic. So this is where we think about things intellectually based on fact. This is really hard right now because we don't have a lot of facts or a lot of predictability. The other kind of mind on the other side is the emotional mind. So this is where we think about things using our emotions. And I think when we are afraid or worried, this is a lot where we're coming from. In the middle, this is kind of the sweet spot right here called the wise mind. This is kind of the happy medium between the thinking part and the feeling part, that very logical fact-based mind, as well as the very emotional mind. So the wise mind is the goal of where we want to be, that you're going to find that you feel a little more balanced there. And so I want to talk with you about things that are called grounding techniques, that when we're feeling really upset are ways to just kind of bring that focus away from the worry or the spin or the anxiety back to the moment. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to tell you one of the grounding techniques, and I think what I'll do next week is actually record one that you can listen to. These are really, really simple things. So the one that I'm going to give you today is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. It's just a way of purposefully taking a break from whatever you are worried about or spinning on to focus on something else, and hopefully you'll feel better. So first one is 5. What are 5 things that you can see? So looking for small details like a pattern on the ceiling, the way light reflects off a surface, or an object you never noticed. So look around you and find just 5 different things. 4, what are 4 things you can feel? So you might notice the sensation of the clothing on your body, or the sun on your skin, or the feeling of the chair you're sitting on. You might feel the floor under your feet. You can pick up an object. You can examine its weight or texture or other qualities. So try to think about 4 things that you can feel. 3, what are 3 things that you can hear? So pay special attention to the sounds that your mind has tuned out. It might be the clicking of a clock. It might be the background noise in your house. It might be the wind outside or the traffic by your house. 2, what is 2 things that you can smell? So try to notice the smells that are in the air around you, like an air freshener or just the smell of the damp outside on a cold day like today. You can also look around for something that has a scent that you'll be able to almost smell when you see it, like a cup of coffee or a flower or a candle. And then 1 is what's 1 thing that you can taste. And so this might be, if you sit down to intentionally do this, have a piece of gum or a piece of hard candy in your mouth, just to kind of really closely and intensely focus on the flavors. Having a hard candy that lasts a while is a really easy way to do a grounding exercise, and just focusing on what it tastes like and how it feels in your mouth. So if you're looking for a quick and easy way to try to just take a break from the worry, try the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, what you can see, what you can feel, what you can hear, what you can smell, and what you can taste. Sometimes those things really work. I promise I'll get you another one next week, as well as some more guests. Hang in there, you guys. I know this is hard. Some of your parents have perhaps lost employment or lost wages. It's hard when you can't go visit people that you want to go see, or if you have people that are sick and you can't go see them. I know that's a, or give yourself some purpose or some intention, just to keep yourself going. And really enjoy the long weekend, you guys. You deserved it. We'll catch up with you next week. Take care, everyone.